Hello, friends, and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another live session of our channel where we connect together. Look forward to listen to your queries and try solving them. Of course, this is our very unique session as a part of every day's discussion. We certainly look forward that people are learning a lot of things day by day, and at the same time, they may have a lot of questions which they hardly find some platform, some place where they can get them clarified, get them resolved in order to be more confident with what they might be interested in. So this platform provides you a live session where you can interact, you can ask your questions and get the responses right here during the session itself without any additional cost. Of course, doing it for free is a big thing because today the world is more about why should I do free of cost, right? So everyone is looking forward to make their name and fame and certainly a lot of money through that. So point here is we just wanted to do a courtesy for the testing community because our motive is to make sure that every QA is a proud QA. Every engineer is very knowledgeable in terms of what they are doing and they can present themselves to the other stakeholders in their organization and feel happy about what they're doing, right? And we are just trying to fulfill that goal. So welcome aboard, team, and welcome to our channel once again. And we are in our live session today. We are looking forward to great interaction happening today as well, and looking forward to respond to your queries. The very first one coming in here is from Travel and Taste. Says, "Sir, I have cleared my ISTQB Foundation a level exam by name is showing in a screen. Also, but I have doubt how I get the certificate." First of all, congratulations, whatever your name is, Travel and Taste. Of course, I know that's your channel name, or probably you have some blogging there. The point here is very much congratulations on the success, and thank you for taking some time out and letting us know about your result. When you look forward to the certification, it generally takes 4 to 5 weeks of time from the date of result. So you may have to wait for a month from the certification, and you will be getting that through your email, right? You will be getting a soft copy of the certificate on your email in 4 to 5 weeks of time. If in case not, please follow up and write to ITB and get your certification, right? Okay, so that's a good one and good kickoff of the day with a very good news. In fact, I would like to congratulate many others who have, dropped a lot of emails through our, other portals. Like people reach out to me through LinkedIn, people drop comments on different videos, and a lot of them are letting us know that they are succeeding through the tutorials, and I'm feeling very happy about the same thing, and it's really great. So we would like to congratulate all of them also through this live session. That thank you for letting us know, and we wish you all the very best in your future ahead. Okay, we have Harinath. Harinath says, "Good evening. Good evening, Harinath. It's a pleasure to see you." Talangi, thank you, sir. I cleared ISTQB Foundation Agile Tester 2 times ISTQB to date. Very good. Thank you very much. All this is because of your courses. Talangi, first of all, congratulations once again. I do remember your queries when we had a discussion last time, and you were looking forward to the Agile Tester. And today we hear back from you that you are done and you are 2 times certified with 2 modules, Foundation and Agile now. So very hearty congratulations on your success. And we look forward to you have great certifications adding to your profile in future as well. So all the very best for that. And do feel free to let me know if you think there's anything else which I can assist you with. I'll be more than happy to talk about them and give you any further assistance for sure. Harinath says, "First I am come to the class." Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Harinath. Yes, I think I picked up your comment first for sure. So yes, Harinath. Go ahead. If you have anything else, just feel free to let me know, Harinath. And thank Travel and Taste says, "Thank you, sir. This is because of you. I just okay. Thank you, sir. I just watched foundation level videos and cleared my exam. It's all my pleasure. First of all, that my tutorials are getting helpful for our audience, and we could think about the audience psychological aspects and mindset, and we could look forward to understand what exactly they would need, right? And we could deploy that, implement it as a part of our tutorials. So it's really great to hear when people come back and tell us that we are here with those intentions, that we can meet your expectations and help you learn the concepts, right? So thank you so much for sharing your valuable comment, valuable feedback. It certainly keeps us inspired to keep up the good work for all of our upcoming audience. And stay tuned, because this channel is now coming up with technical discussions also, other than the certification preparation. And this is for everyone, not just for travel and taste. Team, we will be looking forward to have more and more technical talks on testing, which is gonna have great interaction of how to make yourself as a better QA, what would be the future of QA, and how to keep improvising, what tools, what's next, and a lot of the such things. So please be uh, associated until unless there's nothing happening on this channel. So a lot of people, I'm just talking about once people get through the certifications, they just unsubscribe the channel, and they don't get notified about new things happening on the channel. So just stay tuned. There are a lot of things which you're going to have from my side for sure on this channel, which will be helping you. Okay, let's look at the next one. Harinath. Harinath says for how to get ISTQB certificate. Okay, just manual testing completed. Now enter to Java. Right, Harinath, just because you mentioned you were here first, I'm skipping every one comment. I actually go sequentially, okay? It's not about that who came first, who came second. I just go in the sequence, right? Because some people put their entire thing in one chat. Some people, break them into multiple chats. So this is, I go in the sequence. I don't see really at the bottom who has continued to chat like WhatsApp. This is not WhatsApp. Anyway, so I skipped all the comments, fulfilling your need there. So, Harinath, when it comes to ISTQB, right? ISTQB is a body which certifies testing professionals in terms of recognizing their ability of doing testing. There are a lot of certifications. Parallelly, as you're watching this video, on a new tab, just open istqb.org. Okay, I'll just even put it on the chat. Open this URL, and you would find on the homepage, if you scroll through, you'll find all the certifications of ISTQB. ISTQB Foundation is the very first certification of the ISTQB, and any tester has to get started from there. Okay, no matter you have 10 years of experience or you have 0 years of experience, you have to start with foundation certification. Yes, to get that foundation certification, you have to have the knowledge of what is the basic fundamentals of testing concepts. Example, what is testing, why testing is important, some of the basic terminologies of testing, what's test process all about, what are the static testing, dynamic testing, what are the techniques used there, right? There are a lot of things which are covered in the entire syllabus. And here on our channel, we have a wonderful playlist. I would proudly say that this is one of the world's best playlists to learn, as per Google. Because if you go on Google and search for ISTQB Foundation tutorial, the very first recommendation will be our channel itself, no matter which country you are in. Okay, so we have a world's best playlist with us, and you can go through that to prepare yourself. We'll be covering entire syllabus in that tutorial. And also we have another playlist in our channel where we talk about the sample questions in detail, with tips, tricks, and how to tackle tricky questions, how to come to a conclusion that why this option should be right, right? So we have all that material well established, well proven by so many of our audience, and justified that tutorials were enough for them to prepare well. And that's how you can get started with your certification, right? So, Hina, just to conclude, you have to get started with ISTQB Foundation. That's your first certification. And you will have to start with learning the fundamental concepts of the syllabus, and then take up some sample exam questions to understand how to uh, tackle these in the examination, how to answer them, what type of questions will be there, and so on. And based on that, you will be looking forward to write the examination. I also have a video to enroll for the enrollment process. If you think after your preparation, you have any confusion in enrollment of your examination or registration, feel free to be a part of this live session. Or offline also, you can connect You can drop me a comment. You can connect on LinkedIn, ask me the question. Feel free. Okay, I have everything in the description of this video. If you go to the description of this video, you have all the links where you can reach me, right? So feel free to reach out to me, Harinath, and feel free to ask me any of your questions. I'm always happy to help, right? So here's a link to the playlist of ISTQB Foundation. Right now, you can get started with this. And if you get stuck, feel free to let me know. If there are any other question, Harinath, feel free to drop them again. I'll look forward to talk to them. All right, sorry about that. Let's go back on top. We have scripts access. I did the ISTQB examination 2 weeks back as a corporate candidate, but I have not received the results yet. Is there any way I can receive my result? Okay. Um, as a corporate candidate, it is your organization responsibility to reach out to the exam ITB representative and follow up on the result. Okay, please push to your internal coordinator who was engaging with you for the examination and ask them the same question, because there's no other way you can get your result. And when it comes to corporate, as it is done on the request basis, the results can be held back for some time, right? Because it's not that that's the only exam that happened that day, or that's only the day when the exam happens. Every day there are hundreds of candidates taking the examination, so we should understand the burden on them. And at the same time, we should just remember we are still in India, and we should be you know reminding people. You don't forget that human beings needs to be reminded when they have a lot of work to do. So feel free to remind them, and you don't have to do it. You have to ask your coordinator, push the coordinator to get the information that where is our result. It's been 2 weeks, which is too long, to be frank. You don't take 2 weeks time. It's hardly 48 to 72 hours when you should get your result. So please ask your internal coordinator of your company to get in touch with the staff of ITB to get your response and result. Let me know, scripts XC, whatever the name if is there anything I can help you with. All right, then let's move to the next. We have Imperious. Imperious, I'm passing ISTQB Foundation mock test with low 30s all the time. Do you think I'm ready for a real examination? Okay, to one extent, I would say low 30s, in the sense like 31, 32 is what you're getting. It should not be a challenge at all. Okay, if you are above 26, you are safe. But I don't suggest saying that why 30s in your practice, right? Because in practice, you do a self evaluation, and through your self evaluation, you get to know that where am I lacking, because that could be a trouble for you in the real examination, right? So you pretty much understand that what are the questions which you are going wrong in. Okay, go back to those topics, revisit them, and get a clarity. It's not about rereading the material, it's about more why you could not answer it correct. Okay, this time when you will be going through the same topic once again, you will be asking yourself that why you could not answer those 10 questions out of 40, or 8 questions, or 9 questions, whatever you're lacking, or wherever you went wrong. Why, not what? What is the answer? Okay, why you could not answer. Then that will create an impression in your mind as a psychological factor that I will remember it thereafter, right? So next time when you take up a mock test, then you will be having a more better confidence, and you will have see some more new challenges, that okay, now I think I got everything what I wanted, but still I could get only 32, right? Or 35. Now, the point is that every time you take up these questions, you will have more and more confidence built up on yourself. And even after that, if you third mock paper, you get only 32 still. But trust me, you are sure that you will get 32 in your real examination at least. Why? Because don't expect the examination to be exactly the same, right? Because you have read the syllabus 3 times with your weak points covered. Okay, so your weakness have turned into your strength now. Your weaknesses have turned into your strength now. So that will be more of like your better way. Okay, so look forward to that, and that would be feasible enough for you to take up the examination. And I'm not sure where are you referring the mock test from. That's big thing in the double quotes. Nothing other than ISTQB org should be referred. If you are referring anything other than that, then sorry, I'm not helpful, because all other websites are fake and they have wrong questions, wrong answers. So if you're going wrong there, then you are at your own risk. I have no responsibility there, because I have been telling all my audience these people are rubbish. They don't have any kind of credibility to your certification. In fact, they don't even bother to correct their questions. And I have been there myself. So stop referring those and challenging your confidence. We never recommend our candidates that go anywhere and practice papers. Why? Because here I take the ownership, I take the responsibility of assisting you if you get stuck. Try it out in any other website in this world. Okay? If they are giving you any sample questions, any training material, go ahead and ask them, can you give me 5 minutes of your time and clarify this question, that why this is not correct? Nobody will return you back, for sure. The reason is they don't know themselves. This is what I have analyzed. They don't know themselves. They copy pasted some rubbish question from here and there, and you are challenging your confidence. I have trust in you because you have been through some great content and you have been doing testing for some time. So, why do you want to challenge your own confidence with those stupid questions? So, please limit yourself. And again, I'm not talking to just Imperious, I'm talking to everyone, that if you are going to try mock papers, please limit yourself to ISTQB official sample papers. There are 3 mock papers, and trust me, there's nothing called as dumps. What do you mean by dumps? Past year papers. ISTQB never releases any of their mock papers. Okay, any of their past papers. So there's nothing called as dumps. If anybody is trying to fool you that I have 1,000 questions, I have 2,000 questions on our ISTQB, you have to make some payment or this, that, rubbish. There are no old papers. ISTQB believes in complete confidentiality and they don't release their papers in public. So there's nothing called as dumps for ISTQB. And now after this information, if anybody is going to any other portal, you are just going on your own risk. Okay, please don't hold this channel and me as a responsible person for that, because we have been telling all our students to make sure that they don't get confused. Okay, so all the very best, Imperious. If you think there's anything else I can help you with, please let me know. And team, if you are happy with what we are doing, do not forget to drop a thumbs up at least, because that's how YouTube knows that what is trending and what is more we need to spread the word about. And we want more and more people to come here and ask their questions. As we are doing this volunteer initiative of coming live and answering the question, we want more and more people to get their doubts clarified. So please spread the word. Please share this video with people and let them know at least that if you have any questions, you can come and ask here. Sorry, let me go ahead. I'm sorry, Talangi, I'm asking you to wait for some time because the answers are in the queue. Kirti says, good evening, sir. Can you please explain regression, sanity, and smoke? Also, when to do it? Okay. Number one, regression testing is all about when a defect or a change. Okay, let's not use the word defect. I would say whenever a change happens. Now, that change could be for any reason. You were using something, right? And all of a sudden it broke. You fixed it. Then you want to confirm that due to this fix, anything else is gone wrong or not, right? And that could happen due to any change, adding a code, deleting a code, or editing an existing code, right? So any sort of change triggers a regression test, which is to make sure that this change is working fine. But due to this change, is there any side effect on the rest of the application? And that's what you call it as regression testing. Whereas sanity and smoke are more of like initial level of testing of a particular build of a particular module. And sanity is more of like broader. When, for example, if I ask you to test a page of any application, when you just make sure that all the features are visible to you, activated, and you can interact with them, all the features on a broader level, high level, you call this as sanity testing. Whereas smoke testing is one critical functionality. For example, if it is a sign up page, then you will try to fill up some random data and click on submit button. Just want to make sure that the most critical feature of this page, that is submit button, is working or not, right? Sometimes it happens the submit button itself is disabled. So smoke testing is all about testing one thing, the most critical part, and sanity is more about testing everything at a high level. So both the things are basically for acceptance from the development team that module is ready for testing or readiness of testing, but they are done differently. Smoke, you test one critical feature, and sanity, you test every feature, but on a high level, not deeper dive like valid and invalid test cases, etc. No, high level, just virtually like exploratory. Without writing test cases, you just quickly review and check that if it is ready for testing. Okay, I hope that makes sense, Kirti. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Talagi, okay. Sir, I'm preparing for test analyst interview for test analyst junior role. Can you kindly advise on the topics that might be asked and evaluated that I need to be aware of and prepare for? So the number one thing is, of course, you need to know the process. You need to know what happens at what point of time, and you certainly need to know what kind of documentations are necessary, what kind of execution protocols are, a set of rules you need to take into account. Right? There are several things which happens throughout the test process. The better you know the process, it will be more good for you, I would say, when it comes to the test analyst junior role. um, they may have any expectation on automation. So if they have mentioned anything in their portfolio or job description that you need to know this automation or this particular tool or these particular softwares, then that would be next set of their questions for sure. Other than that, the better you know the process, because they will be more keen as a test analyst on what exactly happens in the testing lifecycle. What point of context do you interact with the stakeholder? What kind of documentation will you create? What happens when it comes to critical functionalities? How do you write test cases, right? Because test analyst junior role is more of like a test engineer role. Okay, but from a point of the process. So just be aware of what you have covered in the ISTQB foundation, right? That would help you a lot to answer your entire questions in the examination, sorry, in your interview, right? So that's foremost and most important thing, that the better you know the process, the artifacts and do's and don'ts, that why should I go with exploratory testing? Why should I go with formal testing? Why should I do static testing? When static testing should be conducted? So answer all that: what, why, when, how, who, and all that. So that would be easy for you to respond back. So you don't have to do anything extra, as you are yourself certified 2 times with ISTQB Foundation and Agile. Why, you don't really have to break your head for sure. You just have to recall, sit down and relax and recall whatever you have learned in foundation. And if the JD invites you to talk about Agile, then look forward to recall the understanding of Agile tester again, and put that back into the interview for sure. Also, Harina says, okay, sir, and next, your follow channel continuing. Oh, sure. Thank you. Please continue learning there, and feel free to let me know, Harinath, if you have any questions. Talagi also says, please clarify from also a role perspective between a test analyst and test automation engineer and the responsibilities for each. Talagi, number one thing is, when it comes to the role of a test analyst, is more of like a senior tester, a senior test engineer who is responsible not just to write test cases and be an independent contributor. It's more of like the test analyst is responsible for what's going to happen next, why it's going to happen. For example, if I'm talking about an organization, there is a junior engineer, there's a senior engineer, there's a technical lead, there is senior technical lead, right? So when we talk about a test analyst, he or she is a person who's just not responsible for writing test cases and executing it, right? You are responsible for also making sure that what should happen when. But not, again, like, I'm not conflicting with the test manager, I'm not conflicting with the test lead. I'm just telling you that you should be able to contribute to the organization back, to your team back, that I anticipate this thing will get delayed. Okay. I anticipate that we don't have this information and we cannot kick off as per the schedule, right? That what makes you a test analyst, right? So more formal, the core expected process of a test engineer. Your activities would remain pretty much the same, just like a test engineer. But on top of it, you are expected to be more of interactive between the stakeholders and know your test process improvements, right? What best needs to be done, how exactly it can be done, what should happen when, what is, predictions of anticipation for deviations, etc., and reporting to your manager, reporting to your test lead that, hey, this is what I think, what do you think, right? On the other hand, when you talk about a test automation engineer, this person is nowhere responsible for contributing to what's happening. Okay, this is a hard code rule. Okay, this is a hard coded role that you are only responsible to write automation scripts. Okay, you are not responsible for contributing to the process, monitoring the ongoing effort, or how exactly the effects are coming, how to deal with them. No, nothing. You are just an automation engineer. The team will give you the requirements, the team will give you the manual test cases for reference, and you will turn them into automated scripts. So most of the time, the test automation engineers are responsible for just doing the same as a hard code rule. But in today's organization, we don't have this standard role. Okay, we don't have it as a standard role that you are only hired to convert my manual test cases into automated script. No, you are still a test engineer, but the point is you have a better skill set with automation. Okay, so you don't do manual interactive testing, you do automation testing with your skill set. So, to be frank, there's no key difference between test analyst and test automation engineer. But if you deep dive, test analyst is only limited to manual, okay, plus has a contribution to the process, whereas automation engineer does not do manual as is an automation engineer, but may not have any kind of process contribution, only responsible to deliver automated test suites. Okay, Talagi also says, what should a junior test analyst focus on to be effective on his job, especially if I'm graduate without experience? Nothing. You just, I think you got the answer already. You just have to be responsible for writing your test cases and executing them. Because if you don't, you say you don't have any experience, then you don't really have to do anything else. You just have to be responsible for writing the test cases and executing them, reporting the defect. These are your three work. That's it. Okay, later, slowly you will get to know a lot of other things. The next one coming in from Muhammad Kaf. Hi, sir. I could not clear on first attempt. That's very sorry. I'm reappearing again. Can you provide me some tips? So, Kev, first of all, you do need to make sure that what were your weaknesses in the first attempt. Okay, sit down, look into the scorecard which you got for your first attempt, and try understanding which areas you got less marks, and you know why you got less marks for sure. First of all, if you don't know that, then please step down and find out why you don't know that, right? Because if you know your weaknesses, it will be easy to overcome them. If you don't know your weaknesses, it will be challenging to overcome them, right? So find out. I know pretty much sure that when you're ready for your next attempt, you are sure about what mistakes you have done in your first attempt. Make sure that you have been there where you went wrong. You have been covered those syllabus parts which could not answer you correctly, right? And on top of it, just be more relaxed in terms of figuring out that how to recall the content what you have covered. Again, see, there could be a number of reasons. This is a blind thing what I'm generally saying right now, because every individual who does not succeed in the examination has a different reason for the failure. People have come back to me and told that I was overconfident during the examination and that's why I failed. Again, I'm talking from my personal experience. People have come back to me and told me that I was overconfident, that's the reason I failed, not because of the content. I knew all the answers, just because I thought I know everything, I could not answer that correctly. Some people say due to time management, some people say due to lack of confidence, some people say lack of knowledge. So find out your weakness, that where you went wrong, and accordingly try to cover up that, right? If in case it was just with the knowledge, then pull out all those weaknesses what you have in the entire syllabus, go through them once again and fix them, right? If it was with the questions understanding, I have a playlist for you, right? I'm not sure if you have been through those playlists, because if you have been through that, I should not see this comment coming up in this session right now for sure, because I have taken the detailed explanation to and make you understand that how to tackle a question in the examination. So people, I don't think you should have a problem with answering the question or reading the question. You should always be patient. Okay, you should always be patient to read the question and read the options as well. The trickiness is in the option, not in the question. People read the question but don't read the options properly. So take up this playlist which I just dropped and go through all 120 questions. Believe me, 120 questions and everything, every question explained in detail will give you the best confidence ever to answer a tricky question in the examination, right? So you don't need anything beyond that. If you are sure with the content, you know how to tackle an examination question, then only one thing which is left is time management. Don't spend a lot of time if you're getting stuck. Okay? 60 minutes is more than enough to answer 40 questions. So I'm sure time management is not a problem. So please go through this playlist and let me know if you have any other questions, if I can answer that. Right? Keith says, does it mean smoke and sanity are for same purpose for acceptance of code from developer? Yes, that's correct. Expect sanity for broader level and smoke for particular function. Exactly. You're absolutely right, Keith, and you got the understanding what you needed there. Talagi says, thank you, sir. This session is very informative and clear. It's all my pleasure, Talagi. And this is what we are looking forward to target in our sessions here in the live, that we look forward to respond to everyone with no limitations, right? We just don't have any other product to promote after this session, right? So we don't have any compromise on the explanation. We don't have any compromising on the content delivery. We just try to be as detailed as possible so that you don't need anyone else. You don't need any further Google after this live session, at least, right? So thank you so much for your wonderful comment, and it means a lot to me. Caf says, thank you. We'll get back to you in the next live session after clearing the exam. I like that motivation for sure. I appreciate that, Caf. This is what we need to have our belief in ourselves, that I'm now happy and confident that yes, I will be back to you, but with a positivity, with the result. That's great. All the very best, Caf, and we are waiting for it for sure. Okay, I think I'm pretty much caught up with all the chat here. Team, if you think there's anything else, we still have another 30 minutes to go from our live session. And don't forget to drop a thumbs up. All it takes is a click. Okay, we just want the world to know that there's a live session happening here, and we are looking forward to respond to people's query and let people come and ask their questions here, because still, I don't know, though Google says I'm the best on the internet when you search for ISTQB tutorials, but still there are majority of the world which doesn't know about this channel for sure and this live session. So please spread the word, help me help you back, help our QA community back. And we just want to do something better for the QA community. And this is just a small initiative. And small initiative takes time to get a global picturization, right? And we need your help for sure. Okay, Kirti says, thank you, sir. Your session is very helpful. Thank you, Kirti. It's all my pleasure helping you. All right, meanwhile, before we get other questions, of course, don't forget that we got our blog on the sample mock papers. So please visit that to take up an assessment. And if you have any questions there, you can always reach out to me, because I'm here to answer my own questions. Second, we kicked off with the technical talks on testing. So we got a wonderful playlist building up from time to time. So weekly now, weekly once I talk about some of the topics on testing and help you with understanding great content. And recently we got the another thing here, which is to talk about what is the respect of a test engineer, right? A lot of people have asked me, so we just pulled up this topic this week, and we spoke about the same in our video. I'm anyways just dropping it right here, so look forward to this video again. And we'll be giving you some more technical discussions happening every week. So look forward to those great content coming up next. And we have another person, Salesforce testing guy. Hello. Hey, Gandharv. It's a pleasure to see you here. And yeah, so team, just to keep you posted, Salesforce testing guy is one of the channel where the Gandharv is making a lot of podcasts on different concepts of testing. So you must be very interesting to find out some great content there. In fact, I have done one of the episodes with Gandharv, the Salesforce testing guy, for ISTQB certifications and what's the significance of it. And more importantly, it's just not limited to ISTQB. So you have a great content being discussed there and a lot of other information. So look forward to this great content for sure. And you would certainly have a lot of great insights about testing beyond what you might be looking at. And a lot of people, it's just a kind of like podcast channel, and you have multiple people coming there and talking about different contexts, different concepts. So the more important thing here to understand is you would get to know how different organizations work, because people are from different organizations and different levels, right? So different level have different things to share with you. So don't ignore that. Look forward to it for sure. So Gandharv, if you can just probably put the name of the channel. Anyways, I know that. Umang says, hi sir, is syllabus for ISTQB same as 2018 in 2022? Yes, it is exactly the same. There is no change. The syllabus pretty much remains the same till date. So you are good to go ahead with the syllabus what we have right now. Keith, he says, one more question, sir. Never mind. You can always ask me anything as far as I have time. Please explain load, stress, and volume testing. Okay. There are a lot of things actually under that, because it's just not limited to those terminologies. The journey begins with non-functional testing, right? So we have non-functional testing, first of all. And we under the non-functional testing, we have performance testing. And performance testing has several test types. We have load testing, stress testing, volume testing, and endurance testing. Load testing is when you test the system with the defined load. What is load? Number of users. Okay, number of users. For example, the customer said, I want this product to work for 100 users simultaneously, or at any cost, 100 users will be working on this. So when I test the system with 100 users, up to 100 users, right? And make sure that the response time, stability, blah, 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 all these factors are working fine. I call it as load testing. When I go beyond 100, like 101, 110, 110, 120, I call it as stress testing, because I'm going beyond the load, right? The reason for stress testing is to make sure that where exactly it is crashing. We find out the bottlenecks, we find out the crash point, okay? And on top of it, we perform some other scenarios, like what if all these 100 users will interact with the system simultaneously or in intervals. Okay, what is simultaneously? Simultaneously simply means that when all 100 users log in at a time, there could be behaviors, there could be differences when it comes to that, right? And there could be scenario where users will be logging in one after the other. Okay, one after the other. That means it's not that all 100 users are logging in at a time. Maybe 5 users every 10 seconds. 5 users every 10 seconds. So that interval of time, like users logging in interval of time, is called as endurance. So now you know what is load, stress, volume, and endurance. So there are 4 types of performance testing, and that would give you all that understanding what you need. There's another channel what I've got where I do the similar kind of thing. Okay, I do the similar kind of thing, and here is the playlist for that. Again, I'm pretty much sure a lot of my audience don't know about my other channels. I have so for terminologies, I have a channel called as Technical Vocabulary. Okay, this is completely for the definitions and terminology. And there's another channel which I host, which is called as Testing in Nutshell, where I talk everything about other than ISTQB. So I talk about tools, I talk about concepts other than ISTQB. on this channel. So feel free to be a part of that channel too. I really have some great content already established there, and it would be very, very uh, helpful. So look forward to this. And Kirti, look forward to the first link. It's a playlist where I've discussed about so many testing concepts, just small videos, okay, 3 to 4 minutes maximum, and we just talk about the definitions. So you all, maybe I'm sure, pretty much sure that you will have more questions on terminologies or different levels. Please look forward to this, and you will have all your answers very easily found there. Umang says, I'm a Salesforce tester too. I'm a Salesforce tester too. Copy that, because I've been doing the Salesforce testing for sure in my past, and it's really good to see a lot of Salesforce testers these days, because all of a sudden we just got a very good hike and very good, people looking forward to it. So good to see you. KG says, sure, sure, thank you. You're welcome. Yasin, we got another 20 minutes to go from our live session, and we would like to answer as many questions as possible. So feel free and let us know what your concerns are, because we are here answering your questions, nothing else. We don't have an agenda to tell you what I did this week, where did I go for my vacation. Huh? I just come here to utilize the 60 minutes to respond to your queries, whatsoever you may have. And don't forget, we have this every Saturday between 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. until unless I have something critical to handle. Okay. And that rarely happens that I don't come live on a Saturday. Rare, very rare. Okay. I just make sure that I'm here. I think today is our 92nd episode of live session. And you can understand 52 weeks in a year. So it's been 2 years we have been doing every day, every Saturday. So very rare skipping, but I make sure that I participate here to be there for you. Okay, the next one is coming from SM. SM, welcome back, SM. I hope you're still in the place where you are supposed to be for this live session. Good morning and grace for the day. For your opinion as an automation tester between TestNG and Maven, what framework will I be using mostly in my day-to-day job? Uh, all right, see, come on. Maven is more of like a kind of project framework, okay? And it's more about like building up an architecture and structure for your automation solution. I hope you understand and follow my words here, because there's a difference. When you talk about the automation solution, right? uh, Automation solution is more of like building up the environment, building up the necessary equipments, the plugins, the jar files, the architecture of setting up a tool. That's what your Maven does. When you create a Maven project, then you easily pull up the dependencies, right? You pull up the dependencies, which pulls up the necessary jar files on its own. You don't have to worry about what to import, what not to import, what is missing, why my test is not running. Maven will take care of it. All you have to do is go to Maven repository and pull up the dependency and just paste it in the POM file, pom.xml, and your job is done. The Maven will take care of it, right? On the other hand, when you talk about the test ng is more of like a framework where you define the test suites, right? Just an example like JUnit. What is JUnit? JUnit is also a framework, but it is a unit testing framework. If you want to put at the rate test, you want to put at the rate before, you want to run a test with particular data set, right? You use them. Again, same with the test ng. The test ng is another option for you where you can annotate your test cases, annotate your prerequisites and post functions. You can annotate your group of functions, test suites together, like run with, and you can even provide data sets to run a test with multiple iteration. So TestNG is more of like your test execution framework, and Maven is more of your environment framework. Okay, so a tester will deal with both of them. Okay, as an automation tester, you will deal with both of them in your day-to-day life. I hope that answers your question. Just let me know if you think there's anything else I can answer. And yeah, I pretty much try to remember my participants for sure, and their names. Sometimes even there's some special keywords. That's how I know where you will be. Okay. Yes, team, go ahead. I think I'm pretty much caught up again. You're welcome, SM. We always look forward to assist people as much as possible. That's our motto. We don't have any other objective. That's the reason we have less subscribers. Because we don't concentrate on hitting a million subscriber or something. This is not our objective at all. This channel was created with just one initiative, that somebody asked me that when you are doing so good trainings, why don't you share this knowledge with the world through a portal? I said, come on, I don't have time, because I was very engaged in a lot of trainings, corporate. I do a lot of corporate trainings. So I hardly find some time because I'm engaged with my work, my trainings, and traveling. But somehow somebody encouraged me saying that, why don't you go ahead and share? Okay, share, take some time out, like 5 to 10 minutes, and build a video and help people. So the motto was only to share the knowledge. That's the reason we don't beg you for other YouTubers, please like, share, subscribe, and all that. Just for this live session, I pretty much accept that I ask you to drop a like, because we want the world to know that there is a live session happening, and it's again for a problem, for a cause, because people don't find a platform to ask their questions. And trust me, I have 75% viewers on my channel who have not subscribed to the channel. And I'm not worried about that. Not at all. Because our target is not to have that gold button or silver button or something like that. No, I'm not really bothered about that. I'm more bothered about how many people am I satisfying with my work. If I'm able to answer your questions, if I'm able to assist you, that is more important. Side by side, of course, people are subscribing to follow up. If people are interested, they will certainly subscribe because they are interested to come back to me. If people are not interested, trust me, even if you cry 10 times a day that please subscribe my channel, that will not happen. So let our audience have the freedom to choose. Okay, because I myself is a technical guy. I'm a technocrat, so I know what it feels like when somebody is begging you for something, right? Sometimes you don't opt for it. Just like, SBI people coming to you and asking you, hey, would you like to have a credit card? And I upfront say them, nothing from SBI for sure. Right, so you say no to a few things, so there's no point begging. People are happy with the service, people will come back for sure. Right, so do the work. So that's what our motto is. Keep the people happy, things will happen automatically. All right, Harinath says, sir, how to create testing project? Very wide question, Harinath. Where, how, when, what? Like, are you talking about a tool? Or are you talking about being a manager? Where? Testing project, where you want to create? Yes, team, go ahead. Feel free if you have any questions. I know there are many people who participate here just to listen to the conversation, and that's a good source of knowledge too. And we encourage them as well. And we just make sure that people participate here and listen to this conversation, and they could have a lot of clarity by having so many questions being answered. Okay, Harinath says Selenium with Java and manual testing. Okay, first of all, when you talk about creating a project with Selenium, all you have to do is install Eclipse, have the JRE, right? And then get started with Eclipse. Eclipse, as you get started, the very first option is to create a project, right? So you create a project and then you get started. Simple. When it comes to manual testing, you don't create a project anywhere. It's the project manager responsibility to manage the project artifacts in a repository, which is without a tool. So it could be SharePoint, it could be their internal, softwares, or maybe even just Excel, where you manage your artifacts and timelines. So you don't create actually a project. So all that project work will be managed in a repository. Sometimes you use a test management tool, right? Like ALM or X-Ray or Zephyr. There are so many test management tools where you can manage your testing artifacts, like test cases, defects, right? Test data, environment. But if you talk about manual testing, then we don't create a project as such. Creation of project is more about a tool, a software, where you are working on an automation tool or maybe in a test management tool. So whatever tool you're using, you will find the options to create the project there. So Selenium, you do it right in the first step in the Eclipse. No, sir, overall course completed, do the project. Like that. Oh, sorry. My bad. I took it in a different context. I understood. So thank you. Thank you for clarifying, Harinath. First of all, doing the project, you can actually do something of your own by picking up some applications and right from managing the requirements, list the requirements first of all. So for example, use Excel. Okay. Say for example, you don't have any tool. Okay, you say you are using only Excel. Create first tab, first sheet, and put the formal requirements. That requirement one is to log in into the application with valid credential. Login. The second is sign up with that and this, that, and all. So formalize some requirements from that application. Second, write the test scenarios. Third, write the test cases for those scenarios. Fourth sheet, do the execution, capture the results, and wherever the failure happens, sixth sheet, log the defects. Okay, but choosing the application is up to you after the course completion. Or sometime if you're doing the course from a particular institute or maybe from a particular organization, then they will give you their application, what they are developing, and they will ask you to test it, right? If in case not, then pick up any application randomly, but don't pick up Facebook, Gmail, and all, which are pretty mature applications these days, and you may not land up having your defects or set of things what you really want to showcase. Pick up some very small scale applications which are new to um, the world, like startup organization websites or any new application, mobile application which is coming up. So pick up those sort of applications and test them. So that would be a great source for you to showcase your skill set, that hey, this was a new application, these are the requirements, and this is what the test cases I prepared. And managing this entire Excel workbook of requirement, test scenario, test cases, test execution, and defects is what you call it as testing project. Okay, and you can showcase to any organization that hey, I worked on this application, tried testing it. So when they ask you any question that can you show me what this application looks like, you can immediately open the URL and execute your test cases and show, hey, this is what the defect is, this is what I found as an anomaly, and this is where my effort is. So this is how you create a testing project. Okay, so you can do that. Anyone else? We have another 8 minutes from our live session, and we are looking forward to respond back to you with your queries, team. And do not worry if in case you could not ask any of your question here or you don't have any other question. We always remember that we have another session happening every Saturday, or you don't even have to wait till Saturday. You have my LinkedIn profile, Facebook profile in the description. Reach out to me offline any day of the week, any time of the day, and I will be there to respond back to you. Trust me, I spend at least 2 hours a day distributed across 24 hours responding to people on LinkedIn chat. Okay, a lot of people keep pinging me on LinkedIn asking several questions, and I keep responding because hardly it takes few seconds to respond to a query. And I'm more active on LinkedIn, right, towards responding to people, because there it happens live, right? Chat. YouTube does not give a chat option offline other than this live session. So feel free to be connected on LinkedIn, and feel free to ask your questions around the week. If you think there are no questions or I would like to have it discussed together, then wait for this Saturday session. We will connect live and again respond back to you. Because chat, I do understand that it is prompt, quick, but will be limited what I can write. Some concepts cannot be explained by typing. Some concepts can be explained only by speaking. So I give importance to this live session for sure. But if you have some quick queries, right, you don't have to hesitate and wait for this Saturday session. All I'm trying to give you is a comfort of reaching out to me at any point of time, right? So feel free. You are not away from me. At any point you think you're getting stuck, you need assistance, you have everything in the description, and you should not feel any kind of hesitation to reach out to me, because I help every single audience who reaches out to me with any query. Right, Harina says, thank you, nice explanation. I am really happy to hear that for sure. Because it's not that I know I do good explanation. It's good to hear back from the people. See, knowing yourself is a good thing, but hearing good thing about yourself from others gives you a surety that people also like it. Because sometimes you do have one friend who keeps chatting whole day. He keeps talking or she keeps talking whole day, but you have no interest in listening to that. Right? So we are not looking forward to that for sure. But when we know that, yes, of course, I have been doing training for more than 10 years now, and there have been great feedback. So there's no question that my explanation has any challenge. But when still today, when people write such comment that thank you for the nice explanation, I still feel more energetic that, yeah, come on, I have not changed, though I know that it works. But still, I feel happy about such comments. So thank you so much for, putting those appreciations, putting those valuable comments. Hari, LinkedIn profile, it's in the description. Open the description of this video. You'll find my LinkedIn profile there. So it's always like, what do you say? What is your motivation? Motivation is you guys here, all of you. When you come back and tell me that, hey, your tutorials was helpful, that's motivation for me. When you come back and tell me that I succeeded in the examination, that's motivation for me. When people say that, yes, you are a very good teacher, your explanation was very satisfactory, that's a motivation for me. Because being an instructor, being a trainer, being a coach, being a mentor, all you need is the feedback. If the feedback says, yes, we are happy, you are a good mentor. If the feedback says, no, though you tried putting a lot of effort, we did not understand a single thing, then sorry to say, you are not a good instructor, right? And it's not that I was like this right from the beginning. I had challenges for sure. When I started with my very first training, trust me, the very first training, people walked out of my session. People walked out saying that we don't want to attend this training. Very first session. And we realized that, yes, I'm not up to the mark. What else I need to work upon? So we collected the feedback. We asked them what made them walk out. That's the biggest embarrassment which can happen to an instructor. But trust me, that day I was not an instructor. That was my very first session and I was becoming an instructor. But point is, did you learn from your mistake? Did you learn what went wrong? Did you accept it? See, the point is, everyone does mistake, but how many of us accept it is more important. And I accepted it that day that yes, I'm not up to the mark. People walked out. I'm not a good instructor. I'm not able to explain, though I may have knowledge. I may have knowledge, but I'm not able to express. I started working on it, took a break of 3 months, built up my knowledge base, built up some great examples, built up the wordings. For as an instructor, we work on these things, right? I built up those wordings, examples, the way it should be explained to people. It is different for freshers, it is different for managers, right? You don't use the same set of wordings for them. And then hit back the same session same session. I went back to the same organization with the same training and I delivered it. Trust me, the outcome was 9.5 out of 10. The same audience who knew that I don't know anything, but they had a belief that this person has the knowledge, he doesn't know how to express it. So they gave me the second chance after 3 months and I delivered it, and the feedback was 9.5 out of 10. And that day I understood that yes, I'm a good instructor now. And from then on, I have been working on my skills of delivering things to the people. And the reason I'm talking about this is not to tell about my portfolio, my name, my fame, and what challenges I've been through. I'm sharing this with you that when it comes to making mistakes, it will happen. When it comes to improvising yourself, accept it. Start with the acceptation that yes, I need something really important to be done. Need some kind of acceptance for sure that I'm not up to the mark. I'm not the best. I have nothing with me. And that's where you keep improvising yourself. The day you accept, the day you believe that you are the best, that's the last day you learned something new. Last day of your learning career. You will stop upgrading yourself. You will think that you know everything. You don't really need to learn anything new, right? So, psychological things, right? Train your brain in such a way that your brain thinks there's a lot to learn for sure and nothing is complete. And that's how you keep improving and still feel happy about what you are 100% sure about. That come on man, what is this? You know you are a good instructor, so it does not make a difference to you when 100 people say you are very good teacher. No, you will feel always happy like this is your first comment. Somebody told you first time that you are a good teacher and you will be very excited about it, right? So just look forward to that and you will have a great career ahead. And with that great thought, we have hit an hour of our live session. So before I say bye bye, I have Dinesh says, Dear sir, belated happy Testers Day. And thank you so much, Dinesh, and wishing you the same. We had our World's Tester Day, 9th of September for sure. And I, in fact, wished over LinkedIn, YouTube. If you've not got the wishes, sure, wishing you all a very happy and belated World's Tester Day. Dinesh says, so happy lessons, valuable lessons. Thanks a lot for the session. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I want to thank all of you, as usual, for participating in here because this live session is incomplete without all of you. If you don't participate, you don't ask your questions, this session is incomplete. All right. So thank you so much, each one of you who participated here and contributed to this live session. Do not forget to thumbs up if you're still here and happy with what we are doing. And we look forward to a great session happening next weekend again. Every Saturday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., we connect live, link up together, ask your questions, and respond back to them and help you build a better knowledge base for your better future ahead. So, as usual, last but not the least, thank you so much for being a part of this live session, team. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for being a part of this live session, team, and happy learning. Take care, stay safe, see you next weekend.